Hey guys, Gamer of Gamers in the Zone, and welcome to another episode of Epic Battle Fantasy 5. No, 3, sorry. Last time, we entered the volcano area, and gone up against, a variety of tough monsters. This right here, however, is where our true challenge begins. And you'll see what I mean when we get to it. My advice is make sure you prepare at just the right time basically a means to have some high defense ready. Because what you'll be going up against is something really tough. That's all I'm going to say about it, is that what you're about to go up against is super tough. And, of course, Lance goes berserk at the worst possible time. Now, luckily, none of these enemies are dangerous, but I know what's... If you saw carefully, the thing that's in Wave 2 is extremely dangerous. As in, you're gonna want to make sure you're ready for it. And wait a minute, what... How does... Oh dear, what kind of toxic that is some strong poison right there. I'm gonna have Natalie cast a Purify this turn because Lance is stunned and Matt is like dangerously highly poisoned. I need to find a way to take that guy out without taking out the rest. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want to unleash moves that could maybe, like, deal additional damage or something, but there isn't really much I can do when I'm in a position where I can't really do much. So can I siphon these guys? Okay, they are not resistant to siphoning. Because I get the feeling that if this is how annoying these guys are going to be to us, we might want to think about siphoning them, just to be safe. How far down can this guy's magic defense go? Looks like the full 50. My main objective is ensuring that that guy's magic defense goes all the way down to the point that I can easily crush him. Because clearly my regular attacks don't appear to be dealing enough damage to it. I'll continue to unleash my strongest attacks, but this guy is being really difficult for me to take down. My best options would be to simply have Matt cast Power Metal. Which was actually not a bad move. Okay, next. Last can't cast Bullet Hell. And why don't we go for one more Power Metal, because I want to make sure that that thing dies and Natalie is given a turn to prepare a few things. Most specifically, magic defense. You'll want to focus all out these next few turns, taking the time to be extra prepared for what's about to come your way. So, my advice to you right within this point on this particular fight is just take the time to just prepare yourself. Of course, Lance gets stunned. Worst possible time for Lance to get stunned. No matter. Alright, let's have Natalie hit him with some thunder attacks, because that should be enough to end off this wave. And then we've got some deadly stuff here. My advice this turn, with how tough this is I would just recommend going all out on the defense. Because this, we'll learn what this is soon, but yeah, brace for that. Because that thing deals massive damage. some resistance to darkness if we want to survive a few of those blasts. Take Natalie's word for that, because, oh boy, this thing is tough. As well as the fact that we'll also want to occasionally prepare, like, maybe some, other moves while we're at it. But let's go ahead and scan this thing. This is one of the, if not the toughest enemy in the game, the Cosmic Monolith. An unknown machine. Distorts the time and space around it to avoid attacks. Destroys everything. Its only weaknesses are Bomb and Thunder. Has an insane amount of resistance to all the other elements. It cannot be siphoned, stunned, or poisoned. A lot of the different status effects out there, it's immune to a lot of them. So if you're thinking of going up against this guy, make sure you're prepared. Because if you don't have the right buffs and stuff, it can be very easy to die here. Like already, it's preparing some strong attacks. I'm going to dispel that because I don't think we're going to be ready for that. Wait, this thing has resistance to poison as well. I don't know if that means poison will heal it. I would think not, with it being just a machine. But just to be safe, I'm just going to play it safe in terms of that. Next, let's go ahead and just lay down some airstrikes on it. And just see. And of course it dodges my airstrike. Oh yeah, this thing has other dark type attacks as well, that's right. Also, I think this thing is about to unleash another super strong attack. So I'm gonna go ahead and have these guys prepare some of that. Alright, cast that. Let's see how strong an airstrike can deal now. Don't dodge it this time. That was some good damage. Here comes another one of those. I'm taking a bit of a risk here since I'm not utilizing any kind of defense. Let's cast a regen. And then have Matt cast another Fright to keep it as low on magic defense. I hate it when it does that. Trying to unleash some strong attacks and then it just does that. High evasion as well. Come on now. Stop Could you stop? Watch, now I'm gonna be unable. This is gonna miss now because, yep. Because it did that. Now all my other attacks are gonna miss. Alright, let me at least try to give Lance a blessing here to at least give us a fighting chance. Continue to have Matt dispel that because that thing is super strong if not dealt with. Come on now. Alright, just keep focusing Natalie towards the barrier, but there's gotta be a way I can dispel this guy. I mean, this has the chance of dispelling, but that's a dark attack. So my only chance is just keep throwing attacks at it with a slight chance that it hits, but it keeps missing. Oh boy, I get the feeling that's gonna be enough to kill someone. Okay, it wasn't, luckily. But still though, it's annoying because I'm trying to dispel it, and it keeps missing. As long as it keeps unleashing super strong attacks, I'm gonna have no way to be able to keep avoiding it. So at this point, the rest of this fight's just gonna be kind of luck-based, and just me wasting items until something happens. That's all this fight is really gonna be at this point, because I can't really do much of anything else until it gets either dispelled or something else that I don't have to keep dealing with this. Okay, landed a couple of hits there, but did barely any damage at all. Still not getting anything out of this. And, of course, I get dispelled at the worst possible time. Alright, get that barrier ready. Get ready. I don't know what I want to get ready. Just keep having Matt to try to dispel. Finally! About time that works. Except it's already unleashing, once again, its signature move. Which is still going to deal some high damage. But at least now we have a bit more of a chance at beating it now. Now that we have an opportunity to prepare a few things. So let's go ahead and cast another Fright. Despite the fact that it heals. At least now we have a chance to take this thing down. How did all three of those miss? I'm just amazed at this point, because, like, I'm trying everything here. Alright, let's give Lance a blessing. Give him the best damage out of this, out of his airstrikes. Because as long... Can Lance... No. I can't do anything that decreases evasion. So my best move for now would be to just cast something... Why don't I focus Matt towards a bit of support, because we are starting to run just a little bit low on MP. How does that thing keep tearing away at our defense? I also just realized that our... Okay, not stats. There's gotta be something I can do to harm this thing. So let's try this. That's gotta deal some high damage. It's like even the slightest bit of, like, accuracy failure, and, like, I end up having to face high-level damage. So my best chance at winning is by, like, casting some stuff that it can increase, like, accuracy. I need some accuracy buffing moves, as well as, like, some moves that can, like, decrease their evasion. Because now I just want to focus less on, like, attack-based stuff and more on just trying to find ways I can, like, take it down faster. So for now, I think I'm just gonna have Lance focus, continue to... Or no, Matt, not Lance. Matt, focus towards support. Just continue to have, Natalie focus towards other forms of support. Let's try and get some electric damage in there, which still doesn't do much damage. But I suppose it's something at least. Alright, airstrike, let's go. Finally, we're getting in some heavy damage. How is all of that missing still? I just don't get it. Alright, well, let's have Matt defend this turn. I know that probably isn't going to do much, but still, I'd like to find some way to help. We need to get our magic defense up if we are to survive the next attack. Should still be able to deal some high damage. We're still in high... How did that miss? We have 10% accuracy up. It doesn't have any increased evasion. How? I don't get it. It's like I'm trying everything here. And it's like nothing ever seems to work. Here comes its signature move again. We're kind of stuck in a stalemate until one takes the other down. Alright, so let's go ahead and give Lance another... Is it something I have equipped, maybe? That may be like, or maybe like a certain skill that, like, decreases accuracy? It's It's not any abilities that... I'm mainly just using airstrikes. So if I'm having to use lock-on in order for Lance to even have a chance at hitting anything, like, I don't know what to say. Except, like, how? How much damage can hand bombs deal to this thing? That, not the best damage, I'd say. Oh, come on, not this again. Last time we had to deal with this, it was a nightmare. Thank you. The only way I can decrease its magic defense is with... Okay, let's continue to go for the blessings on Lance. Have focus all the stat buffs towards Lance, so we can have the highest accuracy as well as the highest chance of taking them down. Oh no. Okay. Let's focus a blessing towards Lance. I want to take a chance here because I have a chance at taking this thing down. This just needs to hit. Come on. Yes! Finally. Well, that took a lot of effort, but we got it. I'm gonna save because that was a rather tough fight. Now I don't want to have to be putting up with that again. Anyway, over here, I think these guys should be easy. Just in case, though, I'll go ahead and get our stats up. Alright, let's take a scan here. We have the drill bot. Its drills will pierce your heavens, did that say? Didn't quite pay attention there. I remember these guys being some of the last endgame enemies back in Epic Battle Fantasy 2. So I guess they're not on Lance's side anymore if they're here. Cast a Screamer, that should weaken their defenses, making them more prone to be getting hit by Lance's airstrike. I don't think these guys have the spirit to pull off a Giga Drill Breaker. Good for us. Those missiles sure do deal heavy damage. Luckily our regen does better. Have Natalie give Lance the blessing. That should guarantee that his... Oh yeah, and continue to use Screamer. There we go. This should allow for the highest airstrike damage. Whew, wiped out the entire wave. Okay, more of these guys, except now we've got to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't unleash a missile, please. Okay, it wasn't a missile, but that did take out Natalie, so... Let's take a moment to get Natalie's stats back up. And then go ahead and cast an airstrike on these guys. So we still have high damage dealing airstrikes with all that we have. Okay, we need to get the defenses back up at some point or something. Probably shouldn't have gone straight into this fight immediately after a previously super hard fight. Okay. Leveled up. So we have some stat increases now. We're currently up to level 28, most of our guys. Let's see here. We must deliver new drilling, crane to arms, arm to sight, current legs not suitable to terrain, spider base required to traverse, temperature exceeding operational limits, cooling fluid expiring. Must repair bridge to spare fleshy humans from fiery agony below. Dust and gravel clogging wheels cannot advance. Yeah, I forgot to use the voice earlier, so I'm using it now. Oh, I forgot about this area. Okay, how am I doing on quests? Because, like, those are the last side quests in the game, right? Oh, actually, we have everything to where we can go ahead and just go back and finish the remaining side quests. Let's go ahead and see here. I forgot what was going. Oh yeah, see what skills still need to be leveled up. I would say all of the best skills have been fully leveled up for everybody. The ones that I at least like using. So at this point, all that's really left to level up is some of the toughest versions of the more basic skills. So we can go ahead and do that. Even though it's probably not anything I'll be using often. So that's maxed out, that's maxed out. Still a few things left, but I would say in terms of the stuff that I'd see worth getting, the only one I'd see worth upgrading at this point would be some of these other limit breaks. Most specifically, ones like Ragnarok. So yeah, we're just at this point upgrading some of the more basic skills for Matt. As for Natalie, Natalie is getting some of her strongest spells up to full power at this point. So let's finish off maxing out the power in her healing spells. Then let's max out the widespread spells to have those ready. And of course max out Judgment. Leaving only a few spells left to be maxed out here. Almost everything... Natalie has everything maxed out, leaving only her two remaining limit breaks, Genesis and Black Hole. Now, I don't know if I want to go for leveling up Black Hole. Actually, how about we go for that? In case there's any metals that require us to, like, reach a specific damage threshold. Because I know some games like doing that. But yeah, we're pretty much at the point of the game where we can pretty much max out just about everything. So let's max out that, max out basically everything. At least all the good stuff. Cancels the target's defense and magic defense buffs. Okay, let's max that out. Lowers all foes. Oh, okay. Yeah, why don't we max that out? Just max out all the regular skills, then we'll get to the limit breaks. Because at this point, we're getting to the point where we have just about everything maxed out. Save game. Then, can we take on these enemies over here? I'm gonna have Lance siphon everyone. Because these guys can be pretty pretty tough when left unsiphoned. So I'm gonna cast that to make them go down easier. How much damage does the Firestorm deal? 80 per target. Does this thing have any... Okay, no, they don't have any fire resistance, except... I don't want to just take them out one by one. So how about we start with the regen bunny this turn, because I'm not quite ready to directly attack them just yet. So let's get a regular protection spell up, and then go ahead and start having Natalie cast some judgments on the Skull Ghosts, because I'm not a fan of them. I want to take them out quickly. Oh, that one is almost down. I think one more bullet hell on this guy should take this guy down. Or at least that's what I believe should happen. And it turns out I was wrong. Alright, let's cast a Firestorm spell this turn. And then we'll have Matt focus. Why don't we have Matt focus a regular attack on the Mage Bird, just to get some of his MP back up on his own. Okay, Natalie casts Judgment on him, so that way he goes down, and then I'm unsure what to expect now, so I think I'd like to focus this turn towards just some basic attacks to get our MP back up. Okay, I'd better get some magic defense up, if that's what we're going to be going up against now. go. Snipe them. See what we got in the next wave. Okay, nothing dangerous, but that does look pretty tough. That we're probably going to want to do something about that. Why don't we start with another Screamer? Yeah. Screamer will be useful in taking these guys out faster. Okay, cast another Regen Bunny. Cast another Screamer. And then, oh, that guy missed. Well, and then, why don't we cast a med pack towards Natalie, just so that she's not severely poisoned. Oh, not Berserk. That's like the worst status effect you could possibly get. Just when I was really needing Lance, too. Well, no matter. We'll figure something out. Let's go ahead and cast a Power Metal this turn. So we can take them out and start casting some strong spells against the ghosts. Oh, right, that's a spell that can be pretty... Come on! Are you serious right now? That means I'm gonna have to waste a turn just to revive Lance. Alright, that's fine. As long as it's enough to take him out. And let's have Natalie get another ice cream. Oh, that can go up to 20? Oh dear, that's going to be very dangerous if Natalie's stuck with that. So we got to take these guys down quickly then. So let's cast Power Metal. Cast a Judgment. Oh, the Judgment alone finished it off. Okay, what do we get for Life Shaver along with some stat buffs? I don't know about using the stat buffs just yet. I think I want to wait till we get to some of the remaining bosses before getting to use those. The grave reads, "Here lies my beloved lava turtle, who dried up and stopped moving. He would show his affection by burning my things. I'll miss you, Incinerator." Grave reads, "Dedicated to my father, a brave man who tried to harness the power of fire and was promptly burned to death." Oh man, that's quite the disappointing way to go. We've got some tough enemies here. So I'd once again recommend maybe taking the time to quick walk around for a moment. And then, of course, take the time to save your progress. A bit more walking around. We're still not at the right amount of MP just yet. There we go. We've got quite a few waves of enemies to deal with here. And we're going to be needing to get to them all. And I can tell one of them has a new enemy that's going to be rather tough. So brace yourselves for that. Ha! You call that an attack? Let me show you a real move. You see that? Right there is power. Yeah, as long as you're smart with your choices, you're pretty much at a point in the game where, with all of your skills maxed out, you can actually be quite overpowered. As long as you know what you're doing. Oh, how was that not enough to take it out? Alright, let's finish it off with a snipe. That should finish it off. Oh, we're taking that... Oh, keep that thing away from me. Or all of us, to be honest. Okay, I was not ready for this. We're facing this guy a bit earlier than I expected. That's okay, because I think I know what its weakness is. I believe this thing is weak to poison, seeing how these other two enemies are weak to poison. So we should be able to poison this thing and focus as much as possible more towards support. Yes! Okay, some of you might remember this as a bit of a boss from the very first epic Battle Fantasy, actually. Might have been in the second one at one point, but I can't remember. This is the Beholder. Attacks with non-elemental laser beams and poisonous tentacles. Weak to poison and thunder. Resistant to a bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna focus as much of my poisoning attacks towards this guy. Because we need to poison that one in particular as quickly as possible. We'll get to everyone else eventually, but for now our main target is poisoning the Beholder. Go ahead and cast some poison gas for everyone else. That should take those side enemies down quickly. Yeah, some of these late game enemies like these are definitely, like, poison will be your best friend with. What was going on there? And I think Lance is just about... Oh, not dead yet, actually. Hang on, let's give Lance a med pack, because he could use one. Let's also get the regular defense back up and restore the regen effect. Alright, so this thing's weak to only poison and thunder. It doesn't appear to be weak to anything else, so why don't we cast Fright to go ahead and weaken its magic defense, and we can start casting some lightning spells. Alright, next turn it should go down. What was that? No matter, it's down. Take a moment to quickly walk around, regain our senses. There's another Beholder right here, that's pretty obvious. Bestiary, what have we not fought in the Bestiary? I'm sure I have a good idea what that thing is. Only one other thing right here that we haven't faced yet. Other than that, let me just retrace myself here on the enemies that I know exist. I think there is only one other enemy right here that we haven't encountered yet. And, oh, I know what it is. Okay, so we've encountered just about everything at this point. So we just gotta get to these remaining treasure chests, as well as everything else. Are these guys weak to poison? Looks like they are. Looks like everything except the main guy there is weak to poison. So let's go ahead and cast the toxic gas. Just so we can get to poisoning everyone as soon as possible. Here, let me carefully cast the regen money first, before going for the even, and then everyone starts casting magic attacks on the turn that I choose not to prepare some magic defense. Okay, now we'll prepare some magic defense. Okay, what enemies... I'm gonna have Lance start focusing towards taking out the drill bot. And I'm gonna have everyone else focus on poisoning the enemies that haven't been poisoned yet. Also, those slimes need to be dealt with another way, because I keep forgetting that they're immune to, I believe, magic attacks. Yeah, they're immune to magic attacks. Did someone just message me? I'll look at it later. Right now, I'm in the middle of a fight. So I'll go ahead and have... Okay, water poison, holy. I'll have Matt deal with the others. I'm gonna have Natalie and Lance focus on taking out the drill bot. Ooh, and I stunned it. So I won't have to worry about that this turn. else is down, so I can keep having Matt use Legend on the slimes as a means of... what was the move? I forget. Oh well. Actually, why don't we have Lance focus on shooting down the slimes? Just so we can be done with them as soon as possible. Okay, we'll shoot the slimes. Let's have Natalie regenerate the regen bunny, and have Matt cast a regular attack on the drill bot. A lot of fire-themed enemies right here. Ooh, that was close. Okay, let's get our defenses back up here, because I can tell we're gonna need it for what we're about to be going up against. To start, those guys are resistant to siphonings. Water, wind, and ice. I'd say the best thing for Lance to use would be to cast Flare to lower their accuracy. By lowering their accuracy, it's going to be more difficult for them to hit us. There, see what I mean? Much more difficult. So that's how I think I'm going to go about this. Let's cast Screamer. So that way their magic defense is weakened. Okay, water, wind, and ice. These guys are immune. Yeah, they're immune to magic. Water, wind, and ice. So let's then cast... How much does an ice spell deal? Okay, not a whole lot. So I'm going to continue focusing my turns towards kind of some stat weakening moves. That makes it more difficult for them to hit us. What's the highest that can go exactly? Okay, only 35. Oh, wow. Good damage. So why don't I have Natalie cast that, and why don't I just real quickly focus this turn towards shooting down the red slime, just so that's not an annoyance. Never thought I'd have this much difficulty just trying to kill a slime. Yet here we are. Ah! I wanted to focus this turn towards getting the regen back up, but now I can't because Lance is dead. Okay, let's focus this turn towards getting our defenses back up. And then let's have Lance just do a regular attack on the red slime so that way it's dead and out of the way. Okay, well that's out of the way. So let's cast the Regen Bunny. And I'm gonna have Matt cast Power Metal, because these guys are weak to wind attacks. Not a lot of magic defense going on right now, but there isn't much we can do either. So why don't we, to make things no, let's focus more towards the magic attacks on these guys. So they're weak to water, wind, and ice. Shockwave is the best move that Lance has against them, then, if that is the case. I gotta find a way to take out that healing. Dude, how does Lance keep down? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna revive Lance. And then I'm gonna have Lance cast on himself the Guardian skill, so we can get his immediately get his defenses back up, because he clearly needs it. Anyway, let's cast a Fright, because we need to try attacking these guys without them being able to freely just keep doing this kind of stuff. And there goes Lance with the Berserk. Something I really don't want him doing right now, but thus here we are. I feel like we're at a point where I may have no choice but to use my limit breaks here, because at this point, if nothing else is working, might be my best option to just resort to those kind of moves. If nothing else is working. Water, wind, and ice. Okay, this right here is my chance to focus an all-out attack on these guys. So let's cast our strongest magic attacks on specifically one of them. Water, wind, and ice. Come on, massive damage. Alright, please tell me this will be enough. That wasn't enough. Okay, no one cast any healing spells, please. Or anything that will kill anyone. Oh, come on. I know this might be a waste of a turn, but I'm gonna take a risky move here and focus a turn towards taking one of them down, even if it risks more of them dying. Okay, let's go ahead and cast Guardian, so Lance at least has some defense ready. Oh dear, we need to hurry up and revive everyone. Okay, that revives everyone. Let's immediately get our defenses back up. Because, my goodness, that was intense. Very risky move, but it ended up being worth it for that alone. And Matt's gone berserk. I guess he did kind of need the MP, so I guess it's alright for just this turn. That's really close. Alright, one last ice shard should finish this guy off. Or at least a few more attacks. Alright. This iceberg should guarantee victory. Okay. Okay, a few things we can find over here. Alright, I think I know what's up ahead. Not sure what that big skeleton is from, but I'm sure glad we don't have to fight it. I don't know. Would have been easy to cook it around here. Could have ourselves a nice bonfire. Lots of enemies to fight around here. This is all stuff I'm probably going to do on my own free time because, oh boy, I knew we'd have to fight a dragon sooner or later. But that many heads is overdoing it a bit, don't you think? Well, none of us are stupid as all of us. Maybe it's the same with him. What? A few additional chests around here. With them having their uses, of course. And then what do you have to say? We battled that dragon and my comrades were slaughtered. I did not notice something though. Each of the heads uses very different attacks. If you think you can defeat it, might be worth considering which head you want to take out first. We never managed to take out any of its heads though, so can't say how he reacts to that exactly. Right here, we have the last teleportation crystal, which can be used to go anywhere here. And yeah, you're going to want to use this. With that being said, the remaining 2 side quests we can now finish, which are right here. Yes, that's it! My head hurts. What happened to me? I think I've died? you don't look like you're dead if you're here. Are you a wizard? Though to be honest, I still don't think I can handle it, even if those knights weaken him. Okay. Well, that completes, all the side quest medals. That just leaves some of the high damage missions. Get a player up to level 30. Find all... Okay, we'll get to those eventually. Along with a few more mystery side quests. I'll probably just use a guide to look at what to do with those mystery side quests. And then the 5th minigame, and I think I know where that 5th minigame is at. So I'd say we have no reason to fight any more enemies, aside from getting to some of those remaining treasure chests, along with being prepared to face the boss. There is one last NPC up there that I'd like to talk to. I think all these chests and enemies to fight is something I'll save for offline. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take on this last fight right here. And then, just so I can get to that last NPC up there. There we go. Lots of them got poisoned well there. Alright, get going with the defense. I don't know what that is, though it's probably a good thing I don't. Alright, anyway. All these enemies are weak to poison, so... like always, we're just gonna focus all out on the poison to start. And then go ahead and focus towards some strong attacks that can easily take it out. So I'm gonna, of course, focus on attacks that weaken its defenses. How far down can its magic defense go exactly? Okay, only 25. Poison and thunder are the only attacks that seem to work on it, and it can't be stunned. So my best moves would be to just go ahead and utilize whatever I can to get its defenses down. Whether it be through stuff like that or something else. Oh dear. That took him out in one hit. Achievement unlocked, Barbarian. We'll have to take a look and see what that's about later. But wow, for Natalie to go down in one hit, that is something. Actually, I should have probably focused towards reactivating the regen bunny there, and then, okay, I got a better idea. But first things first, we're gonna need to last another turn here. Actually, this thing's almost down that I could probably focus this last turn towards finishing it off. So why don't we give Lance the temper so we can get his attack up, and then unleash and unload. That should finish it off. Okay, over here we got a few things. Okay, and let's see what you have to say. Did you know that the witch named Jenga had... Oh, wrong I know that reference. That's, I believe, a reference to Cave Story. Wrong person. Looks like your cat wants to speedrun this stage. How about it? Talk to me when you want to play. This is the 5th and final minigame. And it's definitely the hardest one. Because similar to the previous minigame, it'll likely take you quite a bit of trial and error to pull off. Because you're going to have plenty of instances where you really don't want to get hit by a lot of stuff. Because you get hit by stuff, I believe you lose a certain number of coins. So yeah, you obviously don't want to get hit by anything early on. You mainly just obviously want to survive. That basically becomes your main objective the farther you get into this minigame. This is one minigame that, because of it, how difficult it is, it's probably going to be another thing I'll be saving for offline, just to do some offline grinding. There'll be a lot of probably, getting those chests and grinding offline, because at this point, we've done just about everything in the game. We've talked to nearly NPCs, aside from the one that is behind the boss. But yeah, then it'll be on to the final area and on to the final boss. Alright, I believe we're just about at the right amount of coins to... If I get this first try, I'm gonna laugh, because this is supposed to be like one of the harder mini-games, and if I'm just getting it first try... Okay, I was bound to get hit by something at some point there. Did I seriously just get the all achievements on the 5th minigame on my first try? Let me take a look at this. First try, let's go. Okay, oh, Barbarian, that's what this is. Okay. I'll have to figure out how I can possibly pull something like this off later. Maybe on my own time. I've got some ideas. Anyway, all treasure chests in Volcano Peak. So those should be simple. This, I think I know what this is going to be about. And that's for simply being the game, of course, one on epic difficulty. Scan all foes, we'll get to that eventually. And then I do think I'm going to look up a guide to see what these mystery achievements are. Anyway, all that's left now is to take on this last boss, as well as defeat the remaining enemies. Anything else that's left for me to do is something I'm going to save to do on my own time. So with that being said, next time we take down this dragon and most likely head to what will end up being the final area of the game and the final boss. Because it'll be this boss, and then the next area is actually going to be fairly short as we eventually get to the final boss. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and until next time, this is the Gamer of Gamers, and stay excellent, everyone.